Good day. Welcome to Full Circle with Donna Black TV. We're going to get into some trending topics today. New topics. Want to get into one of our first topics. Want you to thank you for coming on. Thank you for watching. Of course, like the video, share the content. Hopefully, we'll talk about some exciting topics that are interested to you. We do know that the Georgia indictments went down. We also know that each one of the defendants were booked, arrested, fingerprinted, and mug shots were taken. So Georgia District Attorney in the state of Georgia is not playing in these RICO charges. So we, of course, have the first and only mugshot of former President, twice impeached, now fourth indictment, Donald Trump mugshot, taken at the Georgia facility. Also, not only him, but of course other of the alleged co-conspirators were also booked over a period of few days, and they were also mugshots taken. All of them are at least charged with the RICO charge, which is considered acts of racketeering, activity, and overt acts in furtherance of the conspiracy. So these are very serious charges. They are alleged. Of course, they should all be receiving their time in open court to give their defense and for the prosecutors to put on their case. So they should be presumed innocent until proven guilty, or if a jury finds them acquit them or find them guilty. And I know I've read over the charges, part of the charges before, just basically focus on the ones for Donald John Trump and also Rudy Giuliani. But we are, if you have time, look into and read the charges, because I want you to understand the seriousness of it. Basically, it was a conspiracy to defraud the people of Georgia in their votes, change the electors to fraudulent electors to keep their vote from being counted, as like the indictment that is already Donald John Trump was charged for in a federal case. So these things are important and very imperative, the seriousness of what it is, because if they take away our vote, our right to vote, or our actual votes being counted, then it takes away us having a democracy as we're alleged in the Constitution. You may have known some states are looking into the 14th Amendment, whether former President Trump will actually be able to be on the ballot because of his activities, and so that's yet to be seen or litigated. But even in that time, we need to keep abreast of the charges, what's going on, and how the cases are furthering. We do know that one of the defendants did ask for the speedy trial. I think they posted it, asked for it to be in October. So that is soon we'll be finding out more about that. Not only him, I think the Sidney Powell lady has also asked for a speedy trial, but the other gentleman, his attorneys did submit a filing wanting to separate from her, not to be on with her, which you can understand. So how that will play out will definitely be something that we'll be see going forward and keep a lookout for. So just want to know that these cases are extremely serious. No person is above the law, no matter the justice should should be applied equally. We know it's not always done that way, but everyone should, if they've been charged, have the day in court, and also if they've committed any crimes or acts against other persons or against the state or against the United States, they should be charged. So we also want to get into, of course, even since we know the debates have occurred, and people are getting their opinions on who they feel like done good or bad, or some of them grandstanding or doing whatever to just try to stick out. We are grateful for the people who do at least call out the fact that the serious charges that have been indictments against Trump should play out the full play out the all the way through the court system to find out whether he's guilty or not. For people to say that they were just pardoning him, not letting the cases brought out, it tells you their level of commitment to the rule of law and to justice, because you can deem him saying that he is basically above the law, and because he's privileged, he should not be charged or indicted, or the court process to go out is an indicator of those people's heart and what they stand for. Also, after that time, even with all the indictments, of course, we know former President Trump, twice impeached, twice in fourth time indicted now, he did get a little bump up in the polls, and of course we know they made fundraising off of the mug shot and the t-shirts and mugs and all of that stuff. While the Wall Street Journal says that Trump leads the GOP primary by 46 points, DeSantis is continuing to drop and fall in the polls for the primary. Not ready for prime time. So, as you know, there was the hurricane that did Idalia that did come up. Thank God the most of the Central Florida was spared, but it did come up on the side, which would be the left side, which would be the west side of Florida, came up, and it did hit up into the Panhandle area. There was destruction, there was flooding, even as it did continue to go up. And so, of course, since that time, the federal government, FEMA, President Biden have been doing all they can. The state of Florida, Ron DeSantis has been doing what he can. He already had a blue plate pretty much in place when he became governor, because Florida deals with a lot of storms and hurricanes across the course of the few years of history. There is a lot of preset stuff that they already know what they have to do, what they could do. Good that the agencies were working well together. DeSantis chose not to meet with President Biden when he came to visit, and do you think that's smart? Do you think that was a smart move? It's not something I think was smart, but to each his own. We have to think about these things when we're voting, because no matter what our differences is, when it comes down to the federal government, to state and local agencies, there are times when you got to partner together. There are times when you got to work together, and opportunities where it should be a given with no hesitance about working with your federal partners, Democrat, Republican, Independent, whoever. What's most important is that everything that's needed for the state of Florida. And sometimes you can only do that when it's one-on-one, eye-to-eye contact. So, of course, we're thankful that he can't run again in the state of Florida. Some of the other topics I did want to go back. I didn't get to do a video actually on the Montgomery brawl, but I did want to go back and research because I wanted to understand what had happened since, what was taking place as far as the participants who were in the brawl. Some of the arrests have been made, and I wanted to understand what was happening after that. So what I found was there has been a memo for arrest. The gentleman, Richard Robb, was arrested under assault charge, and they were said that he was the main conspirator as far as the co-captain of the riverboat was talking over there, and he initially started the interaction or altercation with him. He was charged. The gentleman, Alan Todd, was the one who tackled the riverboat, the co-riverboat captain, and he was actually charged with assault as well. Another man, Zachary Silman, he was also charged, and also Mary Todd, she was charged also, and all of them were charged with assault and some disorderly conduct, some other charges. These all things are alleged. Of course, you have the video, can see and determine for yourself. Also, the gentleman who was actually wielding the chair, the folding chair, he was also charged. He gave up himself freely, went in, and he is represented by attorney Lee Merritt. So he was charged with a disorderly conduct charge. But I do want to follow these cases kind of to the resolution of the end, because it's imperative to know that justice is given. I do believe that they dishonored the man from doing his job, partly because of his race, but I do think that they seem to have a level of privilege, was because they know that those boats would come and dock there and the people would get off. They are residents of there, so they know that. And then they wouldn't heed to the warnings and the asking and the pleading. So it was a level of intent, I believe. So I do want to follow those up to give an update. I'll be checking into that story and into the Alabama News to find out more. So, of course, eventually it's going to move through the court process, and I will be following that up. I disagree with him, hitting people with the chair. I understand the emotions got high and especially hitting the lady on the head. But sometimes when you start and initiating violent action towards someone, you can't control how it's going to end or what's going to all come out of it, especially when people start getting in fear of their life. The co-captain, he has injuries. They interviewed him. He had injuries from the altercation, from everything that happened. The young man who jumped in the water, the 16-year-old, he had injuries. And I'm sure several of them others had injuries from the altercation and what happened, which should not have happened, because it never should have been a fight against the co-captain who was trying to get them to move when he was just doing what was right and doing his job. This time, we were grateful that it was videotaped and seen, because I remember when the brawls first started popping up on social media, and I saw them and I was like, what happened? I don't understand the level of the interaction that was going until I finally saw the original video before everything kicked off, before anyone hit anyone, and he was up there pleading with them, talking to them, trying to get them to move the boat and stuff like that. And then the man fired off on him, and then the hat went up. And you're like, oh my goodness, it's on. And then to come over there and all of them being around him, surrounding him, and the man tackling him and bringing him down to the ground. Because if other people had not seen him one around, there's no telling what could have happened to him. So we are grateful to God that, he wasn't hurt more. He wasn't harmed more. Do also want to get into just was the college football, um, um, college football was astonished and sit on their head because Colorado football beat TSU. And so I want to just say congratulations to Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, and his team, Colorado. They played a phenomenal game. TSU played their best, I think, and believe. Never underestimate your opponents. I just want to go on record. I believe that they'll win 10 games this year. It would be a complete and magnificent turnaround, but a lot of hard work, a lot of diligence, a lot of coaching, a lot of retraining, instilling in the players about discipline, about wanting to dominate, about giving their all, going past when they're tired, being men of quality. That's one of the things I do love about Coach Prime. Is that he teach the young men. Not only do he want them to be successful on the field, he wants them to be successful off the field. And then he does teach them about having character when they're off the field, minding their parents, treating people with respect, humility, in anybody that they're interacting with. So I'm glad to see his success, praying for continued success. It's just astonishing to see the people who are like, oh no, they're not going to do this, they're not going to do that. Never underestimate a man of God. Never underestimate a man of God. You got God on your side, you can do anything. So I'm happy for them. Shedeur was named the Walter Camp Player of the Week. Well-deserved, earned for his record throwing. He had 510 yards, 4 touchdowns. Passing completion was 38 of 47 throws, and congrats to him and the football team and all of the players. So many of them did extremely well. So excited for that. Excited for the college football season. And also, I'm a sports fan. So if you might hear political stuff, but every now and then, you'll hear a little sports here and there. Also, I'm a Laker fan, so you'll probably hear something about the Lakers before. As soon as season starts, I can't wait till basketball starts back up. But full circle family, Nona Black TV, just wanted to be consistent with the posting. Just a quick political take. Hope you're enjoying your holiday, your Labor Day. We'll still doing some more extra research, so part 2 will be coming soon for the affordable housing video. So excited to give you more information about that. It's coming up soon. And then also getting into more political takes. Want to make sure that you are remembering to hold our legislative officials accountable, from the local area to the state, and even to, of course, the federal, from our president down to whoever city commissioner, your school board officials, to the dog catcher. We got to make sure our tax dollars in the state, out of the state, federal, are going toward things that are supposed to be helping us as citizens, and we got to be on them to hold them accountable. Thank you for watching. Like the video. Let me hear your thoughts. Leave a comment. And then, of course, you're always welcome to subscribe and share and invite others as well. In these days and times, we have to be covered. So, again, to you, Genesis 38:19, may the Lord watch between me and thee, while we're absent one from another. This is Nona with Full Circle at Nona Black TV.